I just got back a little while ago from seeing Blade Runner 2049. Went with my father-in-law to a midday showing on a weekday, so thankfully that was a great idea. Very few people there. And it almost feels like, I almost want to say I'm still recovering from what I witnessed. It was so unexpected, and the impact it had on me, I wasn't prepared for it emotionally in any way, because the original Blade Runner is my second favorite movie ever, and it's one of the few movies that I love to collect different versions of. Anytime I find a different cover or a different video format, I will always get Blade Runner. It's up there with like the Goonies and Star Trek movies are pretty much the only other individual movies that I always get different versions of. But yeah, I remember seeing the previews and everything, and going up to this, I was so worried but curious, because I knew it was one of those things where if they actually pulled it off and it was good, and I didn't see it in theaters, I would regret it so much. I'm like, I have to see this. But yeah, we're in a time where there have always been remakes and there have always been bad movies. I think sometimes people overblow the remake and reboot thing and the how many bad movies are out there, almost to the point where it seems like, well, it never existed before. But I do think that we are in a time where it is more than it's ever been before, and it's done more poorly than I think it has been done in the past. I think we are in a time where even some of the really good, the bigger stuff in theaters has really no heart and soul to it, and no real good feeling to it anymore, to the point where I love movies, I collect movies, it doesn't matter, VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, CED, VHD, whatever, I love movies. But I rarely go to the movies anymore. I think my wife and I have been to the movies an average of once or twice a year for the past, pretty much since we've been married. We've been married close to 6 years now, and I don't go to the movies the way I used to. There just isn't enough there that I want to really see, and so many other ones. The big difference for me was so many, even Ghost in the Shell, I knew it was, maybe it's not going to be bad, maybe it's going to be good, but I know it's not going to be for me. I can tell that from the previews. Give it crap like the Jumanji coming out here. I love Jumanji, but so many where it's like, I'm not even going to bother, but there's just enough there that I'm like, I gotta see it. I feel like I don't want to regret not seeing it. And I'm so glad I went and saw this movie. It was incredible. And this I really want to keep short and not very specific, because it's so recent to theaters. I really want you to see this and experience it. You have to. It's incredible. And it's one that, once it does come out to home video, once it's on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, I'm going to talk about it again at that point and go more into detail about what I think about details of the storyline and give it a real in-depth review. I can tell you right now that that's coming. This is a movie that will be pre-ordered, and when it is out, I will do that. But just for now, just to really, I guess, give you more of a quick, non-specific, emotional gut reaction to the film. I loved it so much. I'm just, I wasn't ready for it. That's the main thing here. I was going in expecting, I was going in with the attitude of, I just don't want to hate it. I just don't want to hate it. It's okay. If it's just mediocre, maybe I'll just see it once in theaters and be done with it forever. But I loved this. Everything was just perfect. Visually in the beginning, I was a little bit worried. It didn't quite fit in, but I feel like it was so purposeful to where it built into looking more and feeling more and sounding more Blade Runner as it went in. It started off, it's its own thing, and it's kind of slowly pulling you into the new story, and then it just explodes into this incredible celebration of what is one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. This amazing sequel. They actually did it. They did a worthy sequel, and a sequel that's not setting it up for start of a whole new franchise. And it looks gorgeous, shot for shot. This is a cinematic masterpiece in its cinematography. Just everything visually about it is amazing. Every shot is set up so well, and it blends, especially the later you get into the movie, it blends so well with the original Blade Runner. It's incredible from that perspective. The sound, you can almost feel the rhythm of my heart changing with just those electronic tones, and it just fits so amazingly. It's incredible. Every ounce of it is just dripping with everything that I love about Blade Runner. And by that same token, if you didn't like the original Blade Runner, if you don't like that sort of, like neo film noir sci-fi, sort of like cyberpunk vibe to it, if you don't like that slower pacing, you're not going to like this one either. But to me, that was the magic of it, and that's what I loved about this, where it didn't mess with that pacing. It didn't take it and say, okay, we're making it for a more mainstream, more modern audience, so we got to up the action and make this a little bit shorter and make it more fast paced and a little more simple and in your face. It didn't do that at all. It was slow paced when it needed to be, and just it kept ramping up to these incredible emotional highs. And without spoiling anything, this is one of the most beautiful love stories I've seen in recent years. I mean, absolutely incredible. I felt every emotion, and some of those scenes were heart crushing towards the end of that. It just great. It just amazing villains. Like it just love was amazing. Everything about it was incredible. I loved every little bit of this movie. It was just such a great emotional impact on me that I'm gonna feel the effects of it. I know for the next couple of days, just thinking about it. And this, for me, it feels like not just they pulled off a miracle. They you've never witnessed a miracle. I've witnessed a miracle. They actually pulled off an amazing sequel to an 80s movie that in every way lives up to the original, is incredible. This might be like almost as good as Blade Runner. It's done so perfectly well. It's beautiful. And I'm just going to leave it at that for this time. Just giving you a gut reaction here. And again, this is a topic I'm going to revisit at least one more time, doing an actual full review down the road, guaranteed, and who knows what else. Like, this will come up again. I absolutely loved this movie, and I can't wait to see it again. This film single-handedly made me believe that, yes, masterpieces can still be made in this day and age. It reminded me why I love film so much. It reminded me why I love the experience of going to the theater that I have pretty much forgotten in recent years. This film single-handedly reinvigorated my love of film. It made me question what it really means to be human, to be more human than human, what it means to exist, to have a soul. Like, it made me feel and think about so many things that, just coming home right now, I can't even really unpackage all my thoughts and really give this adequate articulation. I really just can't right now, and I don't really want to. I think now I just want to just get out this emotional outburst and then talk about it again at a later time.